Oh, that reminds me. Did you see Alec Baldwin get confronted in the coffee shop that he owns by that crackhead lady who's like I don't know what to call her. She's like an attention whore doesn't seem like the right word. Provocateur. She's like a crazy person.
Alec, can you please say Free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? No jail time, Alec? No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin.
I'm so sorry.
Free Palestine, Alec, just one time, and I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, I swear. Just say Free Palestine one time. One time. One time.
Call the police.
One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a criminal. Come on, Alec, just say Free Palestine one time. One time, just one time, please, and I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine. Israel, Zionism. Please say it. One time.
Could you do me one quick favor?
So she comes at Alec Baldwin, recording him, and she's like, "Say Free Palestine, Alec. Why won't you say it? Why don't you say Free Palestine, Alex? You killed that woman, Alex. You murdered her, and they're going to let you walk scot-free. The least you could do is say Free Palestine. You murdered that lady, Alex. You shot her. You shot her, Alec." And he's just like, "Get out of my store!" And finally, knocks the phone out of her hand. Well, then I guess Piers Morgan had her come on to the Piers Morgan.
That's what happened. Okay.
And she was on there wearing, I want to get this right, a diaper. She was wearing a diaper as her bottom, and her top was her titties duct tape, the nipples duct taped up, like really sloppily. She's wearing a neck brace, and I think she's going for white face, but it looks more like an old lady's face mask that she's wearing, that cream all over her face, and she's popping Alka-Seltzers every 30 to 60 seconds into her mouth. So she's foaming at the mouth the whole time, and she's being everything you would imagine her to be.
First, I'm joined by Alec Baldwin's antagonist there, who calls herself crackhead Barney. Well, welcome to Uncensored.
Hey, Piers! I've been waiting for you, Piers fucking Morgan!
Okay.
I wore my diaper today for you, Piers. Do you like it?
Not particularly, no. Do you want to sit down?
And Piers, can you bring me to Buckingham Palace? I would like to meet the Queen.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'd really like to meet the Queen.
I don't think the Queen, if you mean Queen Camilla, she is probably tied up with royal engagements at the moment. If you meant the Queen who died...
Well, get me in, Piers! Yeah. Get me fucking in, Piers! I want it!
Okay. Can I take you back, if I may, to what you did to Alec Baldwin? Can you explain why you did it?
What did I do to Alec Baldwin? Piers, do you see the damage that Alec did to me? Do you see the damage? Look at my arms! Look at my arms, Piers! Look at my neck! I was maimed by a white man on Monday! You're telling me what I
did? It's pretty absurd, but I enjoyed it. I felt bad for Alec Baldwin. I felt bad for Alec Baldwin because I don't see how anybody blames him for what happened. He's an actor on a set, and he's not a gun expert. I can't expect him to know shit about guns. You hand him a gun and it goes off and kills somebody. How is that his fault? I just don't get it.
It's the part where he was the producer of that. So he was like the armorer's boss. I also give him a pass to some extent, but she's
doing 18 months. Right? I don't know how he's liable.
I don't know. I'm actually not sure, but I'm not sure in both directions because he hired a very incompetent armorer, and eventually someone got shot and killed. Forget the actor Alec Baldwin. I don't blame the actor Alec Baldwin. But if the producer was somebody else, right? If I hired a cut rate armorer who kept live ammo on the set and didn't keep good track of this stuff,
you'd have to prove we say cut rate, and I know what you mean, and I'm imagining what that would be, but you'd have to prove in court that there were signs that this person wasn't just bad at their job, that they were likely to be negligent at their job, that they were unsafe to do, or they were unlicensed.
And there were no signs. Were there signs prior to the murder that, this person wasn't doing her job effectively? Did they overlook the obvious
she fucked anything
signs?
else up?
Yeah, because
she nicked Lenny the day before,
right? Or they're shooting live ammo on the set, and it's okay, clearly she's doing this stuff all wacky.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I just don't hold him responsible. I'm sure he feels awful, you know? Like
Yeah.
holy shit. Can you imagine that happening? Like, I know there's that scene in Tiger King where the dude's playing with the gun and accidentally kills himself. And it's on a security camera. And you don't actually see him die because he's slightly out of frame, but you see his friend's reaction. And it's so upsetting. And just imagining Alec Baldwin literally, thinking it's a prop gun. He probably said some cowboy shit before he pulled the trigger. You know that? That's
was
the worst part.
Was he practicing for the scene that involved the gun? I don't know if I made that up or if I'm right.
Yeah, they're running scenes or running lines or something. They're going through the scene, acting it out. It's not like he was just sitting there with his prop gun and like aimed it at somebody and shot. Like they're doing a scene where he shoots this person or something. And I bet he said like, "This is the end of the line for you, Charlene." And like, he said some shit. He said some cold shit and then pulled that trigger, but the gun went off for real. And I'm sure maybe the gun wasn't even supposed to be loaded, or maybe it was supposed to be loaded with a blank. Either way, when the person falls, oh God, whole thing's awful.
Yeah.
She got 18 months, seemingly rightfully so. We talked to a guy who does similar work in the movie industry, and he was like, "That's crazy. That's crazy to have live ammo like anywhere near those guns, and like it's oil and water."
They don't even point blanks at each other. I remember. So the armorer on set has a lot of authority to shut this whole operation down, and he was telling us about a scene where they wanted to point a gun at another actor and pull the trigger, knowing that it was a blank, right? And he's like, "No, that's not how you do it." And they're like, "Well, that is how we do it. We run this thing." He's like, "I will take every gun off this set, put it in my trailer, and leave. You need to figure out how to do this with camera angles like everybody else in this business does. You can't point guns at each other." And they're like, "All right, well, can't shut
I'm with
this
him
whole
on
thing
that.
down."
I don't want you shooting a fucking blank at me. No, that's how Jason Lee died. Brandon Lee.
He held it to his temple, right, and did that.
No, the gun. I used to know the exact thing. Basically, something was lodged in the barrel, and the blank round shot that forward and struck Brandon Lee while they were going through a scene, just like this Alec Baldwin thing, and he died there on set.
At what distance could a blank like leave a mark? Like a bruise, like a.
Well, nothing's supposed. So the blank, they take the end of the shell, and instead of putting a bullet into it, they crimp it down, and so it's pinched. Just really like what I'm doing.
But if you put your finger in the barrel, it would get hurt, right? So at 0, there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I blanks aren't like a thing that you buy at the store usually. I mean, they are, but I don't really know. I know there's hot gases and little bits of particulate that are going to be coming out fairly quick. So I wouldn't want it pointed at me or shot at me, because any number of weird things can happen. I saw a thing today where a lady or somebody was shooting in a fire in an indoor range, and the pistol malfunctioned and shot twice, fully automatic. Boom, boom. So recoil comes up once and she's kind of here, and then it goes off again. The shots are so close to each other, the customer didn't even understand what had happened, didn't even report it. But because of the high angle, the bullet goes between two of the plates, way up in the ceiling. Outside, through a shed, through another shed, past some pipes, past some dry wood, into the airsoft range or some shit like that. Then it hits a ceiling tile, and for 7 inches, it skids along one of those standard office ceiling tiles. And then inexplicably, it changes direction again, and it diverts down straight into the head of a 14 or 15-year-old kid who's sitting there in a chair in a different building, in a different room, like so far away from. I can't imagine the guy who solved that. It must have been like one of those Sherlock Holmes scenes.
Dumb question. Right? Did he die? Because it sounds like the bullet might have lost a lot of energy.
They estimate 900 feet per second by the time the bullet got to him.
Damn.
I didn't buy that. That seems too fast for me.
I saw another one. You've probably seen this too because it was on Reddit, and you match my Redditing. This guy was in a shooting competition. He had a pistol. He pulled it out of his pocket and he racked the slide, and it fired. That's not supposed to happen. There's a term for it. Is it a hammer drop?
Slam fire.
Slam fire. Okay. And it slam fired, and he had it pointed down range. He took it out, he cleared it, and he put it back in his holster. And then the instructor like stops the whole competition. He's like, "Did you see?" He thanked him for his safe gunmanship. That gun was always pointed down range. That guy didn't do anything wrong. He didn't jump. The gun malfunctioned, and it wasn't a negligent malfunction. It was just a malfunction. And it was kind of eye-opening for me. Like, yeah, that whole thing about always point. I'll reverse. Never pointed at something you don't want to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, that the guy did it right. Now he got DQ'd. The instructor apologized. He's like, "I'm sorry. I did wish I didn't have to DQ you. You did nothing wrong, but your gun malfunctioned and you get DQ'd for that."